Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Bahasar Wakha Kodash. I want to give double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. I also want to say peace and blessings, as well as health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I'm Zahad, Spirit, we in Judah. And today I want to go into a topic entitled Israelite Beauty, a nation made for paradise. Israelite beauty, a nation made for paradise. And I think about the scriptures, one in Peter's, all right, where it says, thou art a peculiar people, a holy generation, roughly paraphrasing, a peculiar people, all right? Peculiar in the way we dress. If you go back to the Gadite customs, or Ephraimite customs, the pre-Columbian trends, I'm not even going to say trends, the pre-Columbian culture, as far as how we dress, how our women dress, how the men dress. We are a very peacockish people. If you ever look up a peacock, or if you've ever been to a safari, or you've ever been to a zoo, as most of you have, you will see that the peacock, especially the male peacock, is a very flamboyant, bird. Now, on this side, when we think of flamboyant, we think of LGBTQ men, all right? Alphabet men. But flamboyant goes back to flame, like a fire that's very bright and radiant, full of effulgence, all right? And if you look at our attire, it's very bright, it's very radiant, all right? And I want to go into this because one thing that we have to do is peel back the layers, the thick layers of European colonization, iconoclasm, the thick layer of Edomite standard of beauty. Once you peel back the Edomite standard of beauty as a result of so-called European colonization, you'll realize that there's a true beauty that supersedes, Esau's standard of beauty. And when I say beauty, I mean our customs, our attire, the way we dress, all right, our behaviors, and our looks as well. I wanted to harp on that as well, all right, because a lot of us grew up with poor self-esteem. Or you may have had a big nose, you may have had big eyes. I myself have big eyes. A lot of women, a lot of so-called black women have big eyes, all right, really Israelite women in general. All right, and if you judge yourself, we have big mouths, big lips, all right. But those things that I just named, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai created you. I think about the actor from the movie Get Out, and he's from the UK, but his people are like from Sudanese or Ugandan, but nonetheless he's a J. But if you look at his features, he has the eyes, dark skin, all right? You look at Gad with the nose. Gad originally was dark. Issachar originally was dark, all right? But you look at our people, all right? And your subconscious, if you've never been decolonized through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashma Shai, you may think, hey, that's not the standard of beauty. And you might not say it in your words, but you say it in your actions. If you look at women like Lil' Kim, if you look at men like Michael Jackson, if you look at Jake on the Islands that bleached their skin to make their tattoos visible, then that wound is still incurable. Certain wounds are beyond just being a scalp. Certain wounds are deeply in your body. And the wound of the Esau standard of anything, the standard of beauty, all right, is deep in this conscious of the 12 tribes. Even to this day, Ephraim vexed Judah in part because Ephraim looks more like the people that conquered them. They still uphold the religion that conquers them, and Judah does too. But Judah was waking up first. All right. And I only say that because, you know, as far as our teachers, our leaders, all right, Ephraim, the northern kingdom, the kingdom of Ephraim, all right, they have a plague in their minds. They want to be close to the so-called white man. And once again, even their women, they'll dye their hair blondes so they can pass. They can pass for a so-called white person. Then they want to, you know, live the Americans. Then they'll come to the states like Texas, California, especially Texas. They have a mindset that they're over the so-called black man like the so-called white man is over the so-called black man. But it's all rooted in, you think the so-called white man is the S-H-I-T. All right? You don't come to America dressing how you did before European colonization. You don't come to America upholding that pre-Columbian way, that pride. No, you might have a fucking parade once a year, but your everyday life, it shows in your actions that you still think this man is the preferable way. And it's played out, man. All right? So going back to Israelite beauty, man. All right? I was watching a show called Black Cake. And I don't want to give it away. I don't know if brothers and sisters watch the show. But long story short, and I hate to even say this, man. It's a low-key spoiler. But I just say this. When you have Jake mixed in your genes, when you have the Israelite blood, let's say you're a heathen, right? Let's say you're a heathen. We beautify everybody's race. We beautify everybody's race. We beautify all nations. Look at the offspring of Jeezy's ex-wife, which is really Jeezy's offspring, Young Jeezy the rapper, which his woman is his ex-wife is an attractive woman. But look at the offsprings they bear. Just Google their offspring or YouTube. They have beautiful sons and daughters. All right. Look at the offspring when a son of Yahweh, all right, a son of Yahweh, Israelite, gets with a heathen woman. We beautify everybody's race. We beautify everybody's nation. All right? And everybody goes crazy over Israelite foreigners. Everybody goes crazy. Like Jake women, Israelite women, all right? A lot of Israelite women are attracted to Jakes that look like Edomites, but they got a low-key Jake spirit. That Justin Bieber spirit, man. And I've heard Israelite women say this, like they love this so-called white boy that got swag or some shit. They love that shit. Because really, plot twist, he's an Israelite with his mama's genes. You see? But they like that shit. Because we beautify all nations, man. All right? But I was thinking about Israelite features. All right? The big dark eyes, our lips, all right? Some of our noses, our shiny glow. And I also think about my growing infatuation with birds. Like, I like budgies. I look at parrots. Because I know when the conquistadors came to the West, one of the things they took with them, according to an article that the Elder Kazak pulled up, they took with them gold, silver, and parrots. And I know when the Most High brought the Northern Kingdom over to the Americas, he brought them to a paradise. It was a paradise for the Northern Kingdom. All right? And one of the things that they had were parrots. And there's actually a species of birds, and I forgot what country they reside in, but they're called the birds of paradise. Because when the Most High designed the planet Earth, he created it to be a paradise. All right? Because kings, they make their palaces a paradise, but the ultimate palace is the planet Earth. Okay? The ultimate palace is the planet Earth. And shalom to you brothers and sisters who are tuning into this live stream. All right? The ultimate palace is the planet Earth. So the Most High created birds because they complement his paradise. And you got the, like I said, got the peacock, just to name a few. You got the parrots. You actually got the birds of paradise. You got the red robin. You got the blue jay. but there's thousands and thousands and thousands of different species of birds. And even within his paradise, he allows birds to beautify the skies, the tricks they do. Just how you have synchronized swimmers in the water, you have synchronized flyers in the sky. All right, dolphins. That's all for his paradise. But the number one thing that he made for paradise and within his paradise are Israelites. Israelites are part of his grand design, and we're part of that paradise design. All right, whether you look like Anthony Hamilton, Wyclef, you know, it's this movie called The City of God, and I think about this Jake that played, forgive me, but he was the bad guy, you know, but he was dark skinned, he had the big eyes, yeah, he had that exotic look. See, Jake, you have to understand, you're a nation of, you're a race of paradise. You're an exotic race. Jake is an exotic race, man. All right. That's why we have exaggerated features, like a parrot. If you look at a parrot, I was looking at this bird called the condor. The condor. All right. And I thought, like, I was looking at the budgies at first, then I was looking at the condor. I'm like, man, that thing ugly. But it wasn't so. It wasn't so much that it was ugly. It was more like exotic. It had these exaggerated, bold features. It was the green condor. And compared to a budgie, it's like, whoa, it had this bold, bombarding look. Like, whoa, shit, man. Like, kind of, you know. And you got Jakes that look like they got that bold look. You know, we got these features that they're so bold and exotic, but that's part of the Most High make all his creatures exotic. Because either you're gonna be obviously handsome, like one might say Marvin Gaye was like a standard handsome Israelite, like he had the standard handsome look. But then you got Israelites that they got bold, exotic looks, them unique looks. I would even think that Erykah Badu, she's more like an exotic. She's an exotic Israelite. She has that bold, exotic look. All right. Now, I'm not even factoring in her mindset, her philosophy. I think we already know where she stands with that. You know, she'll be on point in the kingdom. But, you know, Erykah Badu, like 15 years ago, you know, she was on point, you know, as far as looks. Because, you know, she was walking downtown. I think it was downtown Austin naked. But I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I was like, hey, man, shit, you know. But long story short, her face, she got that bold, exotic look. And I was thinking, like, we're a people of paradise. And in paradise, the Most High got all type of creatures with all type of unique, exotic, bold look. You know what I mean? Out, like far out looks, man. You got light-skinned Israelites with freckles and shit. You know, you had this singer by the name of SZA. The singer is SZA, and I think she's I like her as a singer. But her mind's fucked up because she's in Hollywood. So she's not content with that natural look that Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua gave her. All right, and before she started getting surgery and started getting alterations done to her, enhancements. There we go. Before she started getting enhancements done, all right, she was like a brown-skinned woman with long, beautiful hair, natural long hair, and she had freckles on her face, man. She had freckles on her face, and it's heavy that the brother got a title of his YouTube channel, GMS in his likeness. We're in the likeness of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And if you ever read the book, The Cape, I think it's called The Cape. I think is it CAPE? But it's basically an Edomite. I think it was during World War II. He ended up getting stranded on the island in the West Indies, and Jake ended up being his caretaker. All right, and I read that book back in the 6th grade. But if you look at the cover of the book called The Cape, all right, that Jake, that his caretaker, that West Indian Jake, that Benjamite Jake, that was his caretaker, all right, he looked like Yahweh. Based on the description of Yahweh, he looked like Yahweh. That's how Yahweh looks. That's how Yahweh and Yahweh Shai looks. Speaking of, in his likeness. But going back to SZA, all right, going back to SZA, the singer, I think her name is SZA. She's a brown, the SZA from like 10 years ago, all right? She was a brown-skinned woman with freckles on her face. She had a bunch load of hair on her head. Because most people think Israelite women don't have a lot of hair, but you have brown women, dark women with long hair. All right, so she had a busload of hair on her head, and she was brown skinned, or she had freckles on her face, and she had that girl next door cutie look, that girl next door look. Okay, this is the beauty of Israel. All right, you got light skinned women that are straight up Israelites, light skinned women with brown eyes, black eyes. All right, the down south they call them red bones or yellow bones. All right, but that's the beauty of Israel. But I'm gonna tell you something that really gets me. All right, you got certain women, certain Israelites, but I'm gonna get on the women. They got ethereal. Their skin is so dark and shiny. It's ethereal. All right, there's the series going back to the series Black Cake, C-A-K-E. The main character's mother, who basically escaped. She had this angelic dark black melanin, man. All right, and it was a very ethereal dark melanin, and it wasn't a Hamitic blue black. It was a dark, shiny, angelic black, man. Or dark. I'm not gonna say black, but you know the soil is like dark brown. But it was a very angelic dark, and it wasn't like I said that Hamite Sudanese dark, and like it was just like a ornament in itself, you know. But then you got Israelite men. We got that bronze, like Yahushua. He had that same dark, man. It's royal, because Yahushua had that royal dark. It was royal dark, bro. That when you got, you know what I mean? They say his feet was brass as though it burned in the furnace. So if you take brass, which is like a penny, and you burn it, it's dark brown, and it's a royal dark. The world before Columbus. This is how the Most High had the planet Earth. And the word Japhet means beautiful, right? Because Japhet, although that's a heathen nation, he still made them beautiful. Now look at the so-called Hawaiians. All right, you can look at Japhet over there in Australia. All right, they'll be light brown, but they almost got Negroid features, but they got straight hair. All right, but the Most High called them beautiful. All right. But I'm doing this video because we're piercing the veil of Edomite supremacy. The world before Columbus, the world before the conquistadors, the world before the veil was pulled over our eyes and we were infested with our enemy's standard of beauty. You know, there was this North Korean woman, and a so-called North Korean woman, and she was talking about what she liked about so-called black men. And she was like, in a way, they're kind of like us. They have these unique features. She was like, our big lips, our eyes. The very thing that she admired, this is what Esau caricaturized. He had some called minstrel shows, all right, where, you know, either it'd be a Jake or Edomite paint their lips white and the eyes would be buck, and they'd be doing like weird dances, all right, little step and fetch dances, or it'd be a cartoon with Jake with a real big mouth, all right, eating watermelon, all right, which watermelon is really it was really found in the Fertile Crescent. It's another fruit of paradise, all right. But yeah, the Most High made all these things, these birds, these unique looking birds, and these snakes and these spiders and all these things for paradise, man. Are these brilliant, exotic, these zebras and these giraffes, you know, these dolphins, these intelligent dolphins, and the transparent waters, and the palm trees, and all these things he made. But the one thing that he made that was in sync with his paradise was his people, a people of paradise. Like I said, a lot of us got extra wide eyes and a broad nose, or maybe have a narrow nose, or got these cheekbones, all right? Jake got crazy kinky hair, you know, crazy woolly hair, you know? It's the beauty before Columbus. It's real beauty, to the point where even though they hate us, they get all type of enhancements to look like us, to get melanin, you know, to get melanin, all right? Our deep voice, you know, our loud voice, our carrying, traveling voice. All right. Our women have a soulful voice. Israelite women have a soulful voice. You feel me? That's why most Israelite women can sing. I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of them can sing because the Israelite nation has something called soul, which is the essence of Yahweh Bahasham Shai and his sons and daughters, and it manifests in different ways. We have something called soul, all right? And Israelite women have a soulful voice, all right? Israelite men have an authoritative voice, all right? Then you have Israelite men on this side, they'll call them geeky or nerdy, but really Israelites be straight up scientists, man. Israelites be straight up architects, straight up high vibrational, high intellectual men, and it'll come out very articulate, you know. But really, those like the Most High's scientists, you know, because I got cousins like that, I know people like that, and people even say I'm like that. You know, I talk proper. Like down here, that's all you talk proper. Like you don't sound like you from down here. All right, but Israelites are really brilliant, man. All right, you know, it's their minds. It's their minds, and they got the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, you have to remember it was Yahweh Shai that basically said in Proverbs 8 through King Solomon, I was the architect by his side. Meaning I was the architect sitting next to the chairman, Yahweh, that was commissioning me to create his paradise. All right. He was commissioning me to create his paradise. All right. And I hate to end this live stream the water for tuning in. All right, but there was a world before Columbus, and you know there's a beauty that the Most High created within his existence, and we are the pinnacle of his beauty. With that, I hope brothers and sisters will edify. Till the next time, shalom. End this live stream.